and welcome back to the Sunday special episode of the UA podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana. We love a Sunday special.
Love a Sunday special. Where are you this Sunday?
Where am I?
17th.
Where am I any day? Mentally, physically?
You never know where you're going to be.
Never. I'm back in New York.
Back in New York.
Back in the New
The
York.
pre-Christmas season.
Love it. This week I'm here. And then I'm going to San Diego for the end of the year.
Yes,
And that's
La
it.
Jolla.
And then La Jolla, and then Houston. And then Madison, Wisconsin. Then big New York City show. It's all happening.
JaredFreed.com. JaredFreed.com.
Especially Houston. My eye is twitching. You ever get an eye twitch?
Oh my God. I had like something in my eye the other night and then I kept rubbing it and then it was still irritated. And then one of my eyes was like 6 times bigger than the other eye. And then I was showing Mike and he was like, "You're fine."
Yeah, eyes will fuck you up.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's scary and you don't know what's going on in there.
Right.
But
And
your eye looks normal.
You're just hoping
size.
it goes away.
Yeah. And then it's weird because after that, I had a dream that he left me. Like
your
that
big
night.
old eye.
Because my big old eye. Because I look like a Cyclops monster.
Right.
And then in the morning, I was pissed off at him for
As you should.
for having left me in the dream
Yeah,
again.
Of course.
Again.
What the fuck?
And then
this asshole.
I was like, now you say you'll never leave me and you love me very much. He goes, "I'll never leave you and I love you very much." This was when he was on the way out, going out the door to go to work. And then
I'll never leave you. Goodbye.
He leans in to give me a hug and I whisper in his ear, "I wouldn't go quietly."
Fun.
And he's like, "I know. Bye."
Boy, in that big old house.
I wouldn't go quietly.
It's very haunting.
Mm-hmm.
You just hear it echo off of the wallpaper. I wouldn't go quietly.
You better come back or you better run.
That's right. Good to see everything's going well in the suburbs.
Would I rather be feared than loved?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah. But how are you? How are things how's the big city life?
I don't know. I'm tired.
Maybe you should go to a Christmas bar. Have you ever been
Please
to one of those Christmas
I don't need
bars?
to be told to go to a bar.
Okay.
I think.
Sorry, I'm like one of those people in the DMs.
You should go have a martini. Oh, I'm doing that. I joined a gym.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
off
I was
the
going to ask
rom-com
you.
field.
Right, you're an Equinox guy now. Equinox
Big old
douche.
Equinox douche. Yeah.
Nice. That should be their apparel. Equinox douche.
That'd be good.
Right?
Yeah, I like that. I'd wear that.
I'd wear that too. If I belong to Equinox.
Betches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was working out outside for all these years, and then it was just like I was taking so much motivation to get outside, especially with the cold weather.
And it's not even really cold yet.
No, it's not even like we're not even in the throes of it.
You're not in the part where like your face hurts when you leave and then the cold air hitting your face. Just
we've had a couple days of that here and there, but no, not continuously.
So I'm proud of you. Wow.
Yeah, so I joined and I like it because now I can. Well, now I really I'm the guy who goes in the steam room completely naked, puts out like 7 towels,
really claiming your.
Puts my leg up, stretches.
They have a steam room there. That's nice.
Balls everywhere.
Balls. Okay.
Yeah.
Jacuzzi.
I haven't really explored that much.
Pool? Is that the one with the pool? There's like one good one with the outdoor pool.
There's that was the add-on. I didn't add on.
Right.
I just was like, I'm not gonna pay for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do Soho House. They got a pool.
That's true. You're elite in other ways.
This is really the most unrelatable podcast.
Yeah, this is the most
history.
pretentious conversation we've ever had.
I'm coming face to face with my city life. Like, I envy the suburbs a little bit.
Why?
Something feels calmer.
Grass is always greener.
It really is.
Suburbs on the weekend, city during the week.
I would love that.
Right?
Right.
Isn't that the dream?
It is the dream. Yeah, I don't know. The gym is tough because at the field I could spread out and then no one will be on top of you. At gym, people are on top of you.
Okay. You feel like your man spreading has been contained.
Right.
In Equinox.
These big old balls in that steam room. I'm
surprised you were working out in a field for so long. It's very pedestrian of you.
It is. No, now I go like on the track.
For someone who says they prefer Ubers,
Yeah, I was a real woodsy man.
Yeah.
Look how I'm dressed today.
How do you like the Equinox? Is it?
I like it. I just like, I like the idea that I get done with like the workout and then I'll like futz around.
Right.
Like I'll go on the treadmill, I'll like walk.
And you could probably go like times when other people can't go. So
That's totally
easy.
changed though. I haven't been in a gym in like 6 years, and because I was doing it at home with the pandemic and all this stuff. That's totally different now. Like the high times are like 10 a.m. Like there's like,
Really?
it's like busy.
I guess people go between meetings or something.
Right. Like everyone's kind of come to our schedule.
Oh wow, that
you
sucks.
Know? It sucks.
Now
Yeah.
yeah.
I used
What
to
about
go.
Borzag?
So I still use at Forzag. Go follow him. I still use his like taped workouts because I have so many of them.
Right. It's
He's
tough
got-
to do the live stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I am with anything. I got my one date coming up on Tuesday
For the You Up podcast listener.
with a listener.
Yeah.
I'm getting nervous.
I think this is like a Netflix Christmas movie that we're setting up here.
Our texts afterwards are gonna be. Like,
I cannot.
I mean, like we
wait.
got a screenshot. Maybe post some of the texts.
Yeah.
Leaving it or whatever.
Please.
Where am I gonna take them? I said I had a place last
Dante.
episode. Dante, that is the place.
I mean, we don't want to tell anyone because
Right.
then people might show up. So
I know.
I'm not going to give you ideas on air
6 women
Yeah.
in the window.
because your date
Like-
is in 2 days.
It's gonna be in 2 days. I will treat them like I would treat any other
which is
date.
not bad.
Not.
You'll pay.
I'll pay. I'll do it up. We'll
Right.
have a good time.
Well,
I'm not gonna. I'm not. No one listening to this for a long period of time thinks I'm a good person. They think I'm like a fine
I think you're
guy.
a good person.
Like I think I'm okay.
I think you're a good. I mean, you're not Mother Teresa.
Hey, no. Does
But-
Mother Teresa like a finger in the butt?
I don't think so. She's none.
Any word
Right?
on that?
I would say no.
No.
I don't think she hasn't had sex.
She likes a
It's not-
finger to shush in the library. No. I don't know. That's what a nun makes me
we
think
just
of.
offended a whole
I'm
religion.
sorry,
There you go.
nuns.
It's okay. You think a lot of nuns listen to the show? Probably not.
A couple. The cool ones that were on Sister Act.
Oh yeah, Whoopi Goldberg wasn't a real nun
No.
in the movie. She wasn't a real nun. Anyway,
Any hooser.
okay.
Anything going on in your life? What's going on?
I just told you I've threatening my husband to not leave me. That's what's
From
going
a
on.
dream.
Right from a dream.
While holding a crystal. So much feedback from the Mystic episode.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Some of the YouTube
People really
commenters
liked it.
are so funny. They're like, I just think they're so serious sometimes that I'm like, I can't believe how serious. They're like, she's just holding a mirror up to Jared and his soul, and you're like,
Right. We're like having
Yeah,
a good
sure.
time. Leave us
yeah,
alone.
just let us fucking party until we die. I'm really in fuck it mode right now. I'm sorry.
It's fuck it season.
It is
It's
fuck it season.
It's the what is it? The last 2 weeks of the year. This is like this is the second semester senior of the
right.
year.
This is it.
Yeah.
Right. This is
If you haven't done it by now, it's not getting done this year.
over.
It's
right.
not happening.
Right. You're not achieving. You're not achieving your goals.
Right.
2023 is done. You're probably not going to achieve them in 2024.
Wow.
You're going to be the same piece of shit you were last year. So let's just ride this out and have a good time while it lasts.
Have you ever thought of taking up motivational speaking?
Clip that.
You do have a TED Talk. And
I
that's
do have a TED Talk.
All right.
What are we talking about today?
We're going to start with a petty or prudent. Are you ready?
I guess so.
Okay. That's fun. At least you're bringing the good energy. Okay. Petty or prudent? Hello, J&J. I'm a 34-year-old Jewish male, just like you.
Oh.
I identify strongly with Jared's takes.
Uh-oh. Hearing that is like not good because then you have to like hear how your takes
Right,
have
and you're
of,
like, I said that? I don't
personified.
think so.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Or like how it's more like someone's interpretation of your takes.
Right.
More
He's
than
like,
it is
I
your
go out,
takes.
I fart all
Right.
over the place.
I'm just like you.
Just like Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this may be a new one for you. I live in a medium-sized city. Very, very few Jews.
Okay.
I assume this is relevant. We'll
Right,
find out.
I hope so. Very, 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 very.
Very few
yeah.
Jews. Over a year ago, I was set up by a friend at a party. The setup and I dated off and on for a few months, but she had two major concerns. First, she felt pressured to be in a relationship, both by me and by my friend. Okay.
Understandable.
Sure. But second, she was concerned that our religious differences may be too great. She recently refound her religion, Lutheranism,
Oh my God. Get out of this. It's over.
and was weighing its importance to her. The latter would prove critical, with her ending things saying she could not tolerate my being Jewish. I'm sure
Stop
she didn't
that.
say it
Stop
like that.
that.
I'm sure
Stop
she didn't
that.
say it like that.
I will
could
not
not
tolerate a Jew in this
Right.
house.
Those are his words. There's
Yes,
no way
stop
she
it.
said it like that.
Stop it. As two Jews who are seeing a lot of
Could not tolerate it.
dramatics lately. I shall not tolerate the blood of a Satanistic Jew in this home.
That sounds like what someone would have said. to
Right,
him.
like,
Okay.
dude.
Fast forward to coming home for the holidays, and who should text me? This
Oh,
girl asking if I want to go for coffee on Hanukkah. The nerve. No, I added that. He didn't say that. Okay. When I asked for clarification, it was clearly intended to rekindle the flame. I've been seeing someone since our breakup and I'm quite happy about it, so I had an easy out and politely declined. Is it bad that I wanted to tell this person off? Something like, new phone, still Jewish? Good one.
Come on, dude. We can write a little bit better than
Yeah,
that.
Jews are supposed to be funny.
New
Right,
phone,
yeah.
still circumcised.
Right.
New phone. That's
Happy
all I got.
Hanukkah.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin my friendship with her sibling, but I do want closure. How upset should I be about such a bold request in light of the history? Thanks, the Jew before Christmas.
He's being petty.
I agree. This is very petty. I don't think it's you can not be interested in someone because you have religious differences if your religion means a lot to you. I don't think that's
Right.
an offensive thing.
And she's somewhat. I'm not
She's
saying she's born
she
again,
said
but
that
she's like getting-
rediscovering
right.
her
Like
thing.
there's this like it's. Religion is as much a hobby and an interest as it is like someone's life
Yeah.
being. So like I can understand that she's like, I don't know how this works. I'm really into this thing, this
Lutheranism.
Martin Luther Kingism. I don't know.
Martin Luther.
Martin
founder of
Luther. That is
Lutheranism.
right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could understand this.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
think she's done anything wrong. I think he's like a little, he liked her and he's rejected. And again, it's kind of like we discussed on last week's episode. Sometimes you get rejected. That feels bad
Right.
on your ego. That feels insulting. And then your kind of initial instinct is that the other person is evil. And
Right.
that's not the case here.
And you've clicked this into a perspective of she won't tolerate
yes.
Jews. Like the way
There's
you've
no way
languaged
she
this.
said that. I mean, if she said that, that's horrific. I doubt she said that.
And if she said that, walk away. Like that's a crazy response.
Right.
I cannot tolerate that you're Jewish. I would go, oh, I got to get away from this person.
I think
like
it-
I wouldn't
right.
be like, let me let you know,
Yeah.
like that you fucked up. Like I would just be like, oh,
I
you
think-
have things to learn that I can't teach you.
I think it would be okay if he responded to her text, "Hey, I'm a little surprised by this text because I know that you ended things because I'm Jewish and I'm still Jewish. I'm
Still
just
lighting the candles
So
over here.
I'm a little like confused as to where this is like what's coming. Has something changed for you? If he really
Yeah.
even wanted to do that, it sounds like he's happy and he's moved on. It doesn't sound like
I
he's
would-
moved on. It sounds like
right.
he says he's
I don't respond to anything. Hey, wish you the best. I'm seeing someone. That's it.
right. I'm
be a
saying if he
mensch,
really
as
wanted
they say.
to ask her about it, I could see.
Let me
you saying
empathize
that.
with her a little bit more. You're a guy who's friends with her sibling who was set up and wanted to be with her.
Right.
So she's going through the
holidays.
list. It's holidays. She's like sitting there being like, how important is religion? She's going through shit.
Right.
She's dealing with
That's
something.
what I'm saying. If he were
Like,
if he was actually interested in seeing her again, I wouldn't think that would be like crazy. I would have said that if he was trying to see her again. He's not.
Right.
So I think he
He's
can
not.
just let it go.
He says he's very happy.
Yeah. So happy that he's writing in about the issue.
Let's do an email. You ready?
I'm ready.
How can I be less sensitive to rejection? Well,
Isn't that the theme, of this week? Yeah.
I, 30 female, recently started a new job, and one of my colleagues, 33 male, from a city 2 hours away from me, started paying a lot of attention to me. We initially met during one of his visits to my office. We would spend hours chatting over Slack about our interests, our weekend plans. He would ask me a lot of questions about my life. He even scheduled a bunch of private Zoom calls that don't have any business purpose, just a way of staying in touch. I was in the camp of either this guy likes me or is extremely friendly. I thought he was cute, and all the attention led me to developing a crush. Our office office party is next week, and I assumed he would be coming because my huge ego told me he would want to make the company paid for trip to come hang out with me if he actually liked me. So I asked if he was coming, and he said maybe. He asked who was going, and I said I'll be there, mildly flirty undertones, as this was one of our Zoom calls. That's bizarre, right?
What?
The Zoom call?
Yeah, that he sets up Zoom calls to not talk about anything
just
work related.
Chill
I agree.
on company time?
I agree. I would interpret that, yes, as flirtatious, and as a former business owner, I would be, get back to work.
Right. What are we doing here? After that, I realized I had inflated his level of interest in me, and my crush was not reciprocated. I'm glad I didn't make any actual moves, but I am so embarrassed that I even thought there was something here. I feel so sensitive, embarrassed, and foolish for imagining that a guy I barely know in another city might be interested in me, and for mistaking his friendliness as flirting. How can I get over these feelings of humiliation, get back on the horse of looking for local cuties to take me out? My goal is to find a serious relationship, so I'm not interested in being too chummy with a male coworker just for the fun of it. Thanks, a sensitive bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's diagnosed herself correctly in saying that she's overreacting to this seeming rejection, which isn't even, to me, a clear rejection.
She's also like gaslighting herself.
Right.
Right?
So I'm saying
Like,
it's clearly an
like-
overreaction.
Right,
Her
like,
own,
all of it's an overreaction. He
Right.
did show interest. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
You put yourself out there.
I don't know.
Not
Why she's
even
embarrassed.
you put yourself
Yeah.
out there mildly. Like you didn't say like, I will be waiting for you
Right.
at the
I'm gonna
company
fly.
party with a flower on my lapel. Like
Right.
it wasn't
Or
that.
I'm gonna fly out to you. I'm gonna drive out
Right.
to you to.
You gave a subtle sign of like, I'm here, legs wide open.
Right.
And he
Yeah, I
gave a
mean,
maybe.
The level of like intense weight that the words she's using are so intense to describe what's happening here.
Right.
Embarrassed, foolish, humiliation.
Right. This is great.
I think there's absolutely
No.
nothing humiliating about this at all.
You did nothing wrong and it all makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
if anything.
Has absolutely nothing to do with her. I think the fact that he's not coming.
No, I would say that it has everything to do with him,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
he's likes a flirty relationship where he doesn't have to pay the fucking check on it.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's found someone who's giving him attention. These things happen at work too. Work makes this even more relatable.
Right. Because there's a built-in reason to speak to someone.
To talk, and I think like when you say, I think there is a moment where if she wants to like put herself in check, hey, why am I doing these Zooms? It's because I was attracted to him and I kind of liked him. Am I wasting my time?
Right.
And considering I want to find someone, I want a serious relationship. Okay, well then there's a point where doing the Zoom the first and fifth time, like this was fun. The 10th time you go, what am I doing?
Right.
And
then-
that's okay.
And you think about all the other stuff, like he lives 2 hours away.
Right.
He works with you. And it's kind of like this kind of, I think with the work relationship flirtation, it's like all the things have to align perfectly for it to just not be a disaster. Just for it to not be a complete disaster.
Yeah.
That if it's not like, oh my God, it's fucking on, like why even
Right.
bother?
She's half coming. You know,
It's
like
just,
why
yeah,
even do
but
this?
the downside to this is just so much higher than anything
Oh,
positive.
That's
and
why
there's
he's
the
doing what he's doing.
Right. That's why he's
He's-
not coming.
He wanted you to go, get here, stay with me, and I'll blow you.
And then also act cool about it at work.
Yeah. I won't tell a soul about our meetings. Like, what? No, I'm with you. Chill on yourself. Be easier.
Yeah. And I understand the idea of like emotionally masturbating this into a like a star-crossed relationship where you guys, have our story page if you
Mhm.
work together and you did the Zoom calls, and wouldn't that be funny? But these things so rarely work out with these kinds of obstacles that it just, to me, I would invest your emotional energy elsewhere while also not at all beating yourself up because you did absolutely nothing wrong.
Do you think embarrassment is higher, like this is higher now because of like the nature of the internet and like how like how you could be publicly shamed in a black and white way?
By who?
Like I watched this video the other day, and it was this woman who went on a date with Zach Braff. Anyone see that video?
Is he single?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just know that they went. You look it up on TikTok. It's
Garden State, Zach Braff?
the one and only. She was like, I I was a fan of Garden State. Like she mentions that, and then I guess they got on the date, and she chose a place, and he was like, you chose this place, and then he left.
Oh,
It's like
interesting.
the video, and you're like, that's not a good Zach Braff look from her perspective, but it's also like, it's just a retelling. Like I don't know what happened for real. You know, like she's like,
this was recently.
This video just 3 days ago. How many views does it have now?
484,000.
Right.
And
she has no.
She's talking about it. She's talking about a recent experience with Zach Braff.
She's just talking.
Sure.
Yeah,
let's
play
hear
it.
So I'm going to tell a story of when I was asked out on a date by Zach Braff, and he was so mean to me, and I wasn't going to tell anybody, but it hurt my feelings so much, I feel like I need to say it and tell someone. For a month, I was on Raya, embarrassing, whatever.
She's a cute girl.
And I get a DM from this guy who was my childhood crush. I grew up in New Jersey. I'm Jewish. He was in Garden State, and I literally loved him. We talked. He was funny, but I have a job.
Why would it be embarrassing?
I am not famous, obviously. I am an art director. I am on photo shoots a lot. So I had a 3-day photo shoot where I wrapped really late and I wasn't really able to meet him anywhere except somewhere close to my photo shoot. So he wanted to take me somewhere fancy, very sweet, nice, but I couldn't make it there in time. So I told him ahead of time, hey, I have to meet somewhere close to my shoot because I know you have to like fly out or something. You want to meet early because you're 48 or something. So we met somewhere that I chose. He was fine with it, whatever. I get there, I'm a little scared. I get there and he's waiting outside and he says to me, why would you ever go here? Do you actually go here?
Shade.
And I'm like,
She looks very
cuts
young.
me, says to the bartender, I need a check. And the check comes, it's like $9. I don't even think he put enough money down. And he looks at me, he's like, sorry, I'm out of here. And he leaves. This was 10 minutes. I didn't even speak. I don't think I'm a catfish. He kept commenting. The only thing he said to me that was nice was like, you're so hot. You're so hot. You're so pretty. You're going to meet someone. You have such pretty eyes. And when he said you're going to meet someone, I'm like, oh, I guess it's not going well. So anyway, he leaves. He doesn't even give enough money. I have to like find $3 to give to pay. And then he starts waiting outside. And he's like, listen, you're gorgeous. I don't hate you, but we are very different people. I would never go to this place. Anyway, you have to understand, I don't date. I had a very serious relationship for like many, many years, like my entire adult life. I don't even date guys. So this is a big deal for me. Bottom line is, I don't care if you go on a date with somebody and a freaking hedgehog shows up with a bow tie on and he's literally this big. If a hedgehog shows up, you should have a drink. Don't make people feel like shit. You have an obligation as a human being to be kind and have some integrity when you're out there meeting people. I don't care if you're a D-list celebrity from the 90s, like you're not, you need to be held accountable for the way you treat people.
Up and
I will
kicking.
also say you can't read the text from there, but they were at a karaoke bar in Koreatown. Not that that matters.
In New York City.
I'm gonna guess this was LA. No.
I thought that was New York. I don't know.
Oh, we both have Korea. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not a we anymore. I don't know.
Okay.
See, I think
Here's
this
the
has
thing.
an effect.
Here's the thing. Are we commenting on the actual video? Or no?
Oh, we go for the video.
All right. Zach Braff isn't. This is true. Sounds like an asshole.
If it's everything, if this is all true,
Right.
he sounds like a dick.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it mean enough to publicly shame him on the internet? I don't think so.
To have to say something.
No,
to
I don't
protect
think
the
he.
next
Right?
person?
Yeah, I don't think he.
so either.
I think no. But I tell all my friends, of
Of
course.
course.
Of course.
Of course. Yes. You're not gonna believe what fucking happened with Zach Braff.
Right, yeah.
Zach Braff.
I
Yeah.
agree. This is a little unnecessary because I think people don't think of people in the public eye as real people. It's like, how no one thought of your teachers as real people.
Sure. Yeah. You see
You're
him
like-
out, you're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
Like this person's a family. You know, people who like tortured that one teacher. And then
Sure.
like now you look back and you're like, oh, that guy was like a dad.
Right, right,
Someone
right.
was
A
just like
human.
really mean to him.
Right.
So I think there is this kind of like feeling, there's like this removal of that. I don't think it's right.
Well,
But anyway,
in
sorry.
a world where we all have a public platform,
Mhm.
like we are all
Right, the brunch table is the entire TikTok audience.
right. I mean, we all have the ability to have someone slam dunk us at this point,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're Zach Braff or nobody.
Right.
You know, like you have a following. Oh, I went out with this guy. Here's his picture. Here's the text with us.
Right. I think
And-
everyone agrees though that like that's fucked up to like out someone's name. Maybe
Well-
not maybe not as much a celebrity, but like a random person.
Sure,
at
but
them.
I guess that's, what are the effects of this? I'm getting a little deeper than maybe we need to,
Right.
but I'm looking at like the way she's so hard on herself.
Mhm.
It's almost like beating herself up before the
Someone else can
get to her.
Right. Well, it's kind of like this is the voice on her shoulder.
Right.
Like you're
Well,
an idiot. You actually thought this guy liked you. Like how embarrassing.
That's the TikTok commenters.
Right,
Because
that's
there's
on your
going
shoulder, yeah.
Right. Those are
That shows the commenters. Yeah.
Right. And like, listen, it doesn't matter how horrific. There's two sides on every side. It doesn't matter how much I disagree with someone. There's another side being like looking at it from the other angle, and I'm like, I can't believe you exist. And then they find 10 people to like their post.
Right.
And I don't know. It's scary. Because you and I are on the exact same. Real people are on the exact same page. This guy's flirting with you at work.
Right.
You
It would be
you
weird
got
if she
into
didn't
it.
think this.
right. You were into it.
She did the exact right thing. I'll be there.
I'll be there. You did
Right.
you did it so right. Like as right as a workplace rendezvous could exist.
Right.
And I just feel for her feeling this amount of anxiety about it.
Yeah.
Like I think I hope that she keeps doing what she's doing.
And- yeah.
And keeps being open to like, listen, I know you want a serious relationship, so I'm not interested in being too chummy with male coworkers just for the fun of it. Why not? That's okay too. You
Yeah.
can be chummy and fun and cool.
Here's the thing. I think rejections are good for you.
Right.
I don't even know if I would
It's
call I don't
answers.
even know if I would call this a rejection. This is just like a non-pursuit or a non-aggressive pursuit. Fine. But I think like when she's like, what's the overall arching question? How can I be less sensitive to rejection? The best way to be less sensitive to something is to just keep doing it.
Right.
Like if you get rejected all the time, men do this all the time. If you get rejected a
Right.
lot, it doesn't phase you as much. It's not as like, that's why people say, to date, it makes you a better dater. Like the more if you get rejected, you're a better dater. If you fail, you're better at the thing that you fail at. How many open mics did you bomb at? If you didn't, would you be
Why do I
where
have to
you
make
are
this
now?
about me? No.
I'm just saying.
No,
like, I think
no,
Pat, you're like,
bombing-
let's say every time you bombed, you
Right.
like hysterically were crying. Like it'd be like, oh, if you the first time, let's say you did it the first time, the only way to get past it would be to do that all the time and see that you just go out and you do it again.
In stand up, it's said a lot. Bombing is teaching. You're learning from bombing. You'd never learn from killing.
That,
rarely.
exactly.
You always learn
That's
from
true of like
bombing.
almost everything
Right.
in life.
It's
right?
very much a life lesson.
Yeah. And I don't think you're winning by never getting rejected. Like that just means you're
Right.
out of the game.
Right. That means you don't do. Yeah. You got to play in traffic to get hit. All the sayings. And from this guy's perspective, like this is how guys approach at work.
Right.
Like
Has absolutely nothing to do with her.
right. Like he's doing textbook straight dude hitting on female coworker.
Right.
Like to me, like nothing he did. He was waiting for you to say and when male coworkers, I'm telling you this right now, they don't want to lose their job. That's first and foremost. They think of the breakup before like you said, like there's more chance of failure than there is success.
Right.
That's the first thing he's thinking about. So he is basically waiting for you to make the move where, again, you're gaslighting yourself for him. So I just, to me, I think she needs to be, like, this isn't abnormal. You didn't fall for it.
No,
Like,
yeah. And I
know.
agree with you. She's thinking of like what the worst person on the internet in the depths of the trolls of the internet would possibly say to a scenario like this. And everyone else would think they were like a crazy person.
Right, go look at the comments on that video. It's like, Candace, right? Like they're like both sides. Like there's people being like, that seems like a good date. At least he just said goodbye. Like that's not the answer. Like the idea that that's the response is
Right.
like crazy.
Well,
like the response is, if that happened, that's kind of a dickish thing to do.
Right.
And then
You can also find one person to agree with you on any comment that you could possibly make because the audience is every person in the world.
right, and people who are there just to fucking add fuel to the fire.
Right.
People just like taking the other side. Like I don't know, that video to me, it stuck with me because I was like, fuck, like, Zach Braff. If she said this wasn't Zach Braff, it gets 200,000 views.
Right.
Like it's like, I don't know if it's Zach Braff dependent for that to need to get views. you know.
Yeah, well, I imagine Zach Braff is off the dating apps now. Took a little break. Humiliated.
Or he doesn't even know.
I think he
You
knows.
think he knows?
One of the comments says
Zach
my friend
Braff?
is talking to him on Raya now, sending this to her. So I think he knows.
Right. Like, don't go out with Zach Braff.
Right.
Or he'll critique the place that you pick.
Now she wants to go out with him more. Choose the right place.
Yeah, well, you know what?
I'd love to see Zach
there's
Braff's date
There's
guide
another
to
way
New
you
York.
could tell that story. Like, he immediately knew he wasn't feeling it, and he didn't waste anyone's time, and
Right.
he just left. I mean, if he could have played the entire tab, I don't know if he put down not enough money.
$9.
Not great.
Well, I mean, she is.
I don't know how
telling-
much the Garden State residuals are these days.
You know what is good? The T-Mobile. I'm on the commercial.
Oh, is he on those?
He's singing in the commercial for T-Mobile.
Okay. Yeah,
They-
that's probably making him a
There are
little.
also comments about that's why he's doing cell phone commercials now. So
Right, like they're talking shit on him.
That's kind of the thing about the internet. It's like every mean thing that anyone has ever thought you get to see put down. But that's when you read it. You know, when you go to read a comment section, you're like, I got a seemingly innocent video, and then you have a fucked up thought about it. So you go to the comment section to see
Right.
someone who's like a worse person than you actually say it.
Right, say what you're thinking.
Right. So so you don't have to.
Also,
but
what a backwards response. This guy was on Scrubs. This guy never has to work a day in his life again, and probably got millions of dollars to do a T-Mobile commercial. And people are like, "What a lose!" from their fucking nothing job.
$9. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
That's why he's in commercials. What a hilariously TikTok
Again,
response.
absolutely nothing wrong with telling this story to all of your friends, because I would do that immediately.
Right.
I would be on the way home just texting the group chat
Right.
all the details. But I don't think it's internet worthy,
I
personally.
just had to come on
That's
here
the thing.
to protect other women from
You know,
going on a date with
that's-
Zach Braff. Because he
I mean, that's the reason to not date a
can't
26-year-old.
stand the Spaniard.
More than more than the issue of like them being immature. Like the reason to not date a 26-year-old is so that they don't put your date on the internet.
Oh, I mean, this is
That's
first
the
and
real.
foremost.
That's the real reason.
That's why I don't trust any of them.
That's why you're dating someone
Right.
over 70, because
That's
they're not
right.
on Instagram.
That's right. Tear me apart on Facebook where no one sees it.
Love it. All right, well, we did it.
Yeah, we did it. We solved dating again. Hey, people, share this with someone.
Yeah,
Zach
share
Braff. He
share
needs
it
the
with
help.
a friend. Yeah, send it to Zach Braff. You can hear us sort of defend him ish. And then you can rate, review, and subscribe. Find us on anywhere you can find podcasts. Bye. The You Up Podcast is produced by Jorge Morales-Pico, Sean Kilby, and Candice Maniga. Editing by Jorge Morales-Pico and Shannon Sassone. Social media by Candice Maniga. Guest booking by Ali Friedlander. Be sure to follow at u.up.podcast on Instagram and send us your emails to uup@betches.com.